Okay, we're going live. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. A little wavy button. Waving button. All right, there we go. Let's see where we are in the video. All right, of course, the second I start, everybody's got to come in. All right, so tonight we're going to be talking about a couple of different items and possibly an additional thing that we had added on at the last minute because of the posting I did. And I guess we're going to have to wait for a minute because it's going to get loud. No worries, we'll get through it. Anyhow, the two items that I wanted to talk about are the Shekinah Blessing for the home, and that's something that anybody can do. You don't have to be gathered, you don't have to have any special qualifications or anything like that. Anyone can join in. You can do it once every week, twice a month, once a month, whatever works for you. It's generally done on a Saturday evening, is how the instructions is depicted, but it can be done any night of the week with any amount of people. So if you have one person, you can do it. If you have a dozen people, you can do this blessing. And basically you do this after sundown, and it's a blessing that you have a candle or one of the ancient lamps. You have the Shekinah flame and the Metatron flame. Those are stones that you can get from Joe, or generally we get them at the event, and they're available there. They're sold by the weight, so because the quality of stones that he gets are really high, and then they're gone through a process. Anyhow, there's a lamp that you can get. It's a little, it looks like an old oil burning lamp from ancient times, and it's made out of laminar crystal, and it has the markings of the Gate of Grace on it as well. This you can use for pretty much any process. It helps things along. The instructions are on beatpeace.net. Now, there's a whole lot of things that you do to prepare for this. It's rather simple. The instructions are right there. Joe put it right out in a printable PDF as well, so if you want to just print it out and have it out there in the area that you're going to be doing the blessing, then that would be great. A lot of folks get together and, hey everybody, let's see who's saying hey. Linda, Jeff, and my wife. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you guys. So you can have this done. Generally, it's done indoors at a house. When we do it, it's done here in the living room, in the dining room at the table. We set up all the necessary things that I have available. If you don't have all of the items that are depicted in the blessing for the home, don't fret, because you just use what you have. And what you're doing with this blessing is you're calling the Shekinah into your home. And what that does is obviously, brings the divine feminine into the home. And now that we've done the marriage of the divine feminine and divine masculine, the experiences may be just a little bit different. I'm not really sure how different they'll be. But hopefully we'll get that done in the next weekend or so. I'm looking at this Saturday for our Shekinah blessing. Coming up in the next month is going to be the Novus Invictus, where we come into the time of the Festival of Light, where we do some processes every year, it seems, for the last, I haven't even counted how many years we've been doing this Novus Invictus blessing. And this particular blessing is done with some oils and some chants. You do the 7 names of God a certain amount of times. You do the I am, you are, we are one thing. You use several different oils, including the Novus Invictus. Sometimes they'll have us place our crown upon our head with the with the 3 Kings oil. Not sure what they're going to have us do this year, if anything extra. If they don't say anything, it just pretty much is the same every year. Let's see here. I wanted to look at that last visit that I posted. I want to make sure it's up. Okay, so it's there and I can see it. And I got a couple of different things in front of me tonight that I wanted to bring up. The 2 blessings were first and foremost, and I want to, really head home with it, that you don't have to be gathered to do this stuff. So you can invite anybody over to your home and do this. I suggest you do it, at least once a month if you can. Like I was saying before, there are groups like out in Utah and Colorado that get together on sometimes weekly, monthly basis. There are some ladies in Florida that would love to be on the live video chat, but they get together every Thursday night right around this time, which is really cool. And they do processes and things that they can, to bring the oneness into their area. And they generally do some of the angel stuff, and then I believe they do some of their own ceremonial things, which I think is pretty cool too. If you guys have noticed, we haven't had a visit in quite some time, and I keep poking around trying to figure out what might be going on and as to why. And the last time Michael talked to Joe was in May 28th. And we were going to get ready to gather in Dallas. And he says that it's time for us to speak. Soon you will be gathered in Dallas. I know you are troubled with the numbers that have registered to be there. Do not concern yourself with this. This is where the most important information is, in my opinion. Your kind was given an opportunity to change the course of the course chosen of the world. Our kind has done and are doing everything we are allowed to do to make this so. Notice he says allowed to do. They're only allowed to do so much for us. They can't do it for us. And that's where we kind of get, caught up. Oh, the angels will do this for us, or the angels will forgive our mistakes, or whatever. Anyhow, they're only allowed to do so much. Okay, so yet you must realize your kind has free will and can bring about what they desire. You were given a number that was large enough to raise the vibration that is needed. If they find no value in this, so be it. Yet I tell you truly, the number for this is not that important. Those that stand with you will bring about a change. It may not be the larger change you were hoping for, yet one will come about. So what he's talking about here is he gave us something very, very, very special, the Da'oth. And those of you that came to the event have the availability to go into the Da'oth, providing you have the tuning fork to get yourself in. There's a keyway that you need to do in order to get yourself into the Da'oth. You strike your tuning fork and you go down, up, clockwise, and then down again, okay? So that opens you up with the Da'oth fork, and you can also use the other Tree of Life forks. Now, I'm beating this one into the ground because this is one of the most, I don't understand why we're not going gaga over this like some of the other minute things that we've gone gaga over in the past. This is huge. It is such an undertaking to allow us to be able to go into the Da'oth, and if it weren't for the 11 gatekeepers that stepped up to the plate for the training, we may not have had it available at the event, because he said you will train no less than 10 people to do the gatekeeper thing. And basically what the gatekeepers do is they open the way for this vibration at this time. There's other things the gatekeepers are going to be doing at some point in time. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but it's quite important. Hey, Jose, how you doing, buddy? Okay, so what will come about? Okay, so then it goes on to say, Joe says, I thought that was the whole reason for the conference this year. I kind of feel like if we can't get the number, why bother? And Michael said, did you not hear the things I have given? Should it only have been about the numbers, I would not have given you so much for the masters. It's a huge amount that he gave with this Da'at thing. I mean, when they're talking like that, we're talking monumental things that it's hard for us to grasp. Hard for me to grasp. I don't know about you guys. Some of you guys might grasp this better than I do. I don't know. It is not the number alone that can bring about such change. It is the masters that will have the power to do this. You are to bring about the space for the marriage of the divine masculine and divine feminine. When you bring these two vibrations together in oneness, you create balance. You have speakers to teach of this with you. No master will walk away from the conference this year whose life will not be unchanged. The masters have been coming to the conferences for years, and each time their vibrations grow. When new masters come, their vibrations are raised to the vibrations of the masters that have come year after year. In this time, the masters at the conference are ready to receive the highest vibrations that have yet to be given to your kind. So this last trip we went through is the highest vibrations, obviously. Next year, I believe there will be very high vibrations. It's going to go up exponentially each year. And as we grow into numbers, the further out we can do this. Now, I know a lot of folks want to do this global get-together thing, but unfortunately, the pie we're putting out to make doesn't have that part of the ingredient. The ingredient is done in one spot by a bunch of people at the same time. So everybody brings in the ingredients, which is your vibration. And in order for this vibration to go out into the world, we get to have this done once a year. Now, what's happening is, in my opinion, is as you go into the Da'at, you're gathering up this creative energy, and through the beingness that you are, you're bringing and carrying this out into the world and creating and doing stuff. You'll probably notice that your life is getting a little bit easier as you go in and out of this Da'at thing. You'll notice that, you know, things you think about kind of show up a little more instantaneously than it did before, because we've gotten much better at manifesting as the years go by. I just can't stress how important it is to get into the Da'at. Now, if you're watching this video either live or later on, and you're wondering how to get into the Da'at, you need to be let into the Da'at by one of the gatekeepers. Hey, JT, how you doing, buddy? And Deb Aslow, hello. Love you guys. You need a gatekeeper to let you in. So if you're wondering how to get into the Da'ats in any of the different spheres, you need a gatekeeper to let you in initially, and then you can let yourself in. No, you can't let other people in, just the gatekeepers can. Sorry, that's just the way that works. So it's important. So if you have somebody around you that can get you in, engage them. If you don't, have somebody come out. There's 11 of us. Caroline Croning was at my class. Eliona, Sherry Maney. Gee whiz, who else was there? There was a couple more. Anyhow, there was a couple more that I can't think of at the time, but there's 11 of us. There's a bunch of them out in the East Coast as well. There's half of us are over there and half of us are over here, so engage them, get them to come to your place and teach you how to do the Da'at thing. It's important. It'll prepare you for next year as well. Again, you get to do this stuff. It's not a have to. Now, let's move over here to this Actually, is there any questions while I'm blapping off a whole lot about the DAW-off? Because there might be some folks with questions about the DAW-off. Anyhow, type them in if you got them. I'll retrieve them as we go. I can go back to. Let's see here. Continue reading. All right, so we're going to switch this one over here. And this visit that I had posted from September 21, 2001, went over pretty good. If you haven't read it, it's on the Gathered Masters Children of Light page. It was the last post I did just before this video. I posted it on the 13th, which is just 2 days ago. And let's see. There were a lot of different things covered in this visit, and this was during the time of 9/11. It was September 21st. So, September 11th, it was 10 days later. We had some attacks on the country. People were confused as to what was going on at that time. And I believe Gabriel had talked about it. And some possible solutions. But one of the things that was important in this visit was Joe had said, I thought there were supposed to be more attacks. And the angels said that they were thwarted by the masters. Basically, we came together, noticed, we saw what was going on, and as we started realizing what was going on, the master's energy kind of went and did something and apparently thwarted one of the attacks. So there was supposed to be another attack. There was apparently 3, supposed to be 4. It's just a small example in the early stages of what our power is as a group. When we come together in these events, it's no small thing. It is no small thing. We can wield power you couldn't even imagine. You want to create a world that works for everyone. When the masters come together, we have that power. And the more of us that can do this, the better off the world is. So, heard of a couple other gatherings going on. I think I failed to mention Kathy Benson is doing one the last time. I know I mentioned that Caroline Croning, Caroline Sunshine, is going to be doing a gathering coming up soon. If you've been gathered, you can do 4. You can, it's best to follow the instructions in the manual. It's just, there's no other way to explain it. A lot of people want to have helpers and stuff like that. That's what the servant's there for. They're to help. They do all the incidental stuff. But anyhow, however you guys can get these things done, please get them done. It's important. And please stick to the script if you can. If you, by all means, this is sacred work. And if we treat it sacred and holy, we follow it a little bit differently. It's not, oh, good. Kathy's gathering starts tomorrow. That's awesome. So good. We're going to have a gathering this weekend. Yay. 7 more people are coming to get gathered. This is great. This is good news. The responsibility that we have is to keep this sacred and holy, really. Adding and taking things away from it is not keeping it holy. It's actually disrespectful to the work. So consider that when you're doing your gatherings. Be as respectful to the work as you possibly can. This is the holiest thing that the angels can give us. And we are stewards of this work, and we're stewards of the information that is coming from the angels, and it is up to us to make sure that it's not altered and adulterated again. It was just turned against God's children and used against you guys for the last 2,000 years. Now it's time for us to go ahead and start making it right. So we do that through the gatherings and through the events as the children come together in a grand gathering. I'm hoping we can keep that name this year, the Children of Light, a grand gathering for the purpose of, I believe, the child this year. I think we're bringing the child into a manifestation this year. Not exactly sure. We could not be hearing from the angelic realm because of a extended honeymoon. I don't know. That's just a guess. A funny one at that. Anyhow, I got dogs knocking at the door. Does anybody have any questions? Hi, Cindy. I know you're late. That's okay. This is recorded. I'm looking to see if there's any questions. I don't see Mr. Jack. He usually has some pretty good ones. So, let's go back. There were a couple other items in that visit. Could you please handle your dog for me? I'm on a live video. Thank you, dude. There are a couple other items. Let's see here. Yeah, what I just brought up. You were given things to be done in a gathering. They were to be done at other gatherings, yet not all of what you were given is being done. They will add things to a gathering that were not given. Some gatherings teach the churches and some do not. Some teach the scanning for healing and others do not. The blessing you were given to the servant's blessing, which is an important blessing, that was to be given is not. Because some feel it is not fitting to kneel before the servant if it is not fitting to kneel before us. That's not what you're doing. You're just making it easier, and it's not a matter of respect or disrespect or anything like that. But people like to put their own little spin on things. I know somebody that will never get the blessing from Joe, and they probably won't benefit a lot. So anyhow, it says, I can answer why the blessing was left out. And he says he doesn't feel it's fitting. And Michael's or Gabriel's response was, yes, a loss of oneness within the sevens, for they have not received the blessings given through the servant. This is important stuff. When, that's a little bitty thing that we think is insignificant within this, but it's actually quite monumental because it activates things within you. When you get gathered and you get this blessing, it kind of seals the deal, in my opinion. They go on to talk about a few other things, gatekeepers and whatnot, what a gatekeeper might be. They didn't have any clue as to what it was back then. Tons of speculation. Yeah, that's in the beginning, and I really didn't go over the Novus Invictus a whole lot. I just mentioned that it's going to be coming up, and we'll be having the instructions come out. There's some oils that you need for the Novus Invictus. And while we're on the subject, I'll see if I got... You know what? I don't have that information handy, so kind of unprepared. What is the servant's blessing? It's in the gathering script. It's much like the Shakti blessing, but different. The Shakti blessing is extraordinarily similar to this, where you have them come to you, the servant of the event, have them come and they do kind of a thumb on the forehead kind of a blessing. It's very similar to the Shakti, not the Shakti. Jose, what is oneness? Is this a comedy routine or something? What are you talking about, Jose? You've been coming to the events for years. Anyhow, there's dictionaries. I'm sure you can get that one there. Anyhow. All right, the blessing of the sevens given by the servant will be given to the... He goes on to instruct the masters about how... thank you, Kathy. Kathy says the page 3738 in the Gathering Manual is the servant's blessing. There you go. What is oneness? Okay, whatever. He goes on to give him some instructions here. I'll just read it because it's actually kind of important. Once your kind is open space for other kinds of gatekeepers. He's talking about the gatekeepers that haven't been activated. We did that last year. We did a class where everybody had an opportunity to go become a gatekeeper. Basically, you get tuned to this frequency. So there were 11 of us that did it. There you go. Once your kind has opened the space, blah, blah, blah. No, there were none. The blessings of the seven. Okay. Here's where his instructions look like. Joe was asking about, is this going to be kind of a fill in the blanks or what we missed kind of thing, what we were leaving out to get us back on track? And he was asking, what does it look like? And he said, the blessing of the sevens given by the servant will be given to the sevens receiving it not. The book of bricks will be taken one by one into the heart of knowing. All the sevens will know the sacred herbs that they may heal. That's something that we've dropped by the wayside, and I'm working my fanny off to get back to us, okay? The keys and the principles of a master need to be used in daily life of a master. You will make available to the sevens that which you call the gathering script. We got that available. Did that. The book that didn't happen, Gateway to Miracles, will make way the understanding when you finish the angelic book of healing, teaching the masters. That one made it. But Joe says, and he was stopped by the raising of his hand, like, I ain't done yet, buddy. Hang on, I'm still talking. I'll get to the gatekeeper class in a minute. I believe so. You will make that which you call accutuning understood in the use of each point. Make drawings for that which you cannot say in words. Boy, they speak really old Englishy. That which you call angel gate readings, you will make known in a book that he didn't do. That was supposed to be another book that didn't happen. Help you to know the way of readings. The sevens that know this will receive abundance from doing readings for others. Robbie will be given the helper herbs, that which we got those. She will teach the work as she is done, making ready for that which is to come. We did a little bit and it kind of went away. This is the work you will be about. You and the sevens are not to concern yourselves with what is going on in the world. You are all of higher works to be done. The coming together of the sevens as one will set the spiritual consciousness of the world. That which is in motion will now soon be ended. And we're happy to hear about this, blah, blah, blah. Takes him to the tent of the Metatron, like the second time he's ever been to this tent. Okay, so we got questions. Also, do gatekeepers need to have been servants first? No, there's no servants first rule. That's somebody else's idea that they tried to bring into this, and it's like, unless it comes from Michael, I wouldn't believe it as far as this work goes. You asked if there's going to be another gatekeepers class. I'm assuming there's going to be. We only have 11, and I'm sure we're going to need a few more than that as time goes on. Sheila Murphy Trania, I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing your name somehow, is asking, aren't we considered gatekeepers since we were attuned at the conference last June, and also because we went into the Da'oth? From what I understand, the gatekeepers were the ones that went to the class. They became gatekeepers after the class, and the gatekeepers let you into the Da'oth. If you were a gatekeeper, you could let other people in, but you can't let other people in, so no. Train A. Oh, Train A. Got it. That's how you pronounce your name. Okay, mine's Saavedra. It's pretty tough, too. All right, Jack McConnell is watching, and I just did something. There we go. All right, I found it. And is there any other questions? No. Okay. Cindy Parfit, is the Well of Souls still being done? Yeah, in the gathering. Jose asked what the servant's blessing is. Okay, I'm all good. I think I'm caught up on questions. Got the thumbs up from Jack. Everybody's happy. Cool. All right, so let's finish up on this visit real quick, and then we'll get to anything else you guys might have. Oh, this is cool. Michael brought Joe to this tent, and he said, look to the opening of the tent. I did, as he asked, and it looked like I was seeing through a hole into the way things were happening with the sevens. I saw the sevens from all over the place. Some I knew and others I did not. Each had a light coming from them as a beam of light. It ran from one to another. It was as if being connected made each of us shine brighter. We were all as one light. This might be answering your question about oneness there, Jose. We were all as one light, overcoming the darkness. Then he showed me another scene with the same people as before. This time I saw something quite different. Each person had his or her own light shining in the darkness. However, we had little effect on the darkness. Each of us only lit up a very small area around us. So individually, this no worky too well. Some were together with other sevens, and it made the surroundings a little brighter, but it was barely noticeable. I saw something I hadn't seen before in the darkness. I saw some things moving in the darkness like shadows, floating in the darkness. Some banded together while other shadows were avoiding the light as they moved. I asked what this was, and Michael told me. That which I have given you to see is up to the sevens. You may choose which you will bring into being. You may go about that which is important to each of you, giving off the light that you are, or you may choose to be as one and bring the light to the world. Well, this was back in 2001, so obviously they chose to hang out on their own. You may choose to be as one, blah, blah, blah. It is, as you say, darkest before the dawn that will come. It is up to you all to decide when the dawn will come. You may choose to be the dawn, or you may decide to wait for it. Something wonderful is coming to pass, and there is nothing you can do about it. Yet I say to you, as one, you will bring the new dawn sooner. So as a group, you'll bring the new dawn sooner. But individually, each of us teaching our oneness over here and our oneness over there, it ain't going to bring it together very well. So it's important for us to come to these events. It's not just a go spend a bunch of money to get someplace thing. There's a purpose for it. There's a reason. And what you do at this is probably bigger than anything you've done all year, unless you've given birth or something or done a gathering. Let's see here. Please clarify the sevens. I thought they were the first seven. No. People gathered, Michael is referring to the people that have been gathered. He calls them sevens. He calls people that are sevens and people that are not sevens. And what he means are gathered masters. He's just sort of his way of shortening it up. So they don't really have too much slang over there. They have to borrow ours. And to call it sevens or gathered masters, it's the same thing. There's no difference between the two words. According to the way that they're speaking it. My trusty coffee cup is handy. Oh, it's only been 33 minutes. I have talked a little bit about this and a little bit about that. But now, hey, Jack, I hope you can hear me. I'm trying to enunciate a little bit more and try not to put on the speaker. I don't want to yell at you, but I want to speak loud enough that you guys can hear me, because sometimes I taper off and my voice goes really low and I'm all mellow and stuff, man. All right, so, okay. Got those questions taken care of. The place for the event has been found. We're going to be at the Elegante in Colorado Springs. It's about an hour and a half south of Denver. For those of you that have not been there, it's gorgeous. You're going to love it. Oh, my God. Anywhere in Colorado is pretty much cool. I love it. This time of year, it's warm, but it's pretty mild in the area that we're going to be. We're going to be right close to the Garden of the Gods. I can't wait to go back there. I love going there. Every time I go to the Colorado area, in that area, I'll go to the Garden of the Gods. Been there 3 or 4 times now. Love that place. Probably go get some good eats out there too. They got some good sushi bars and barbecue and stuff like that. Unless you're following the herbs, then you might have to find a fish house or something. The herbs. So anyhow, I've got a herb manual, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, and how we can get this information to the sevens, because you guys deserve this information. It will help you in what you're doing. I'm going to converse with a few other people and see what is the most appropriate path to take. It's a little better. Okay. All right, Jack. Okay, where? Elegante in Colorado Springs. Yeah, the Hotel Elegante. We stayed at the Elegante in Dallas. So we will be staying at the Hotel Elegante in Colorado Springs. Same company. Although I don't think we're getting the breakfast deal that we got last year. Darn it. Prices are a little different out here. A little more expensive in Colorado than it is down in Texas for some reason. Anyhow, if you haven't signed up for pre-registered for the event, please do so. Go to beatpeace.net. Right now we have an early bird special at $225. It will go up as we go. Yeah, it's on beatpeace.net. I'll be putting that information on the other two websites just as soon as I got 2 minutes to do so, which I probably have, and I'm just lazy. No, I got a bunch of stuff I've been doing. It's been fun. Well, so all we really have coming up is the Novus Invicta Process, and like I was saying before, you can go to beatpeace.net and open up the Shekinah Blessing page, and it will have all the information, all the things you need. And again, if you don't have the tools that they're asking you to have for the blessing, don't worry. Just do what you got and use what you got. Real simple, easy stuff. So couple other things I have been I want to put together a thing for the wholeness blessing, not the wholeness blessing, excuse me, the angel card reading. I want to get that information out to you guys in a comprehensive fashion. Just as soon as I put it back together for you, I will let you know. Been talking to a few of you folks, and you said you want more information and you like the videos. And I'm going to go ahead and do another video next Thursday at 6 p.m. We're going to try once a week for a little while. And if I start boring you guys, we'll taper it off. We'll go twice a month. And if we need to go down to once a month, that's fine too. But there's a lot of information we can cover. Now, another thing I'd like to request from you guys is things you want to talk about. As far as things that you have been wanting to know about that you haven't figured out on your own, run it past me. Been hanging around this place a little bit, and I might be able to either point you in the right direction or just flat ass answer your question. I said ass. I know. I cuss sometimes. Color me lost. I don't know anything about the Shekinah Blessing and the Novus Invicta. Okay, no problem. That's what you get for being late. Talk about late. Hi, Lee. I love you, babe. Anyhow, that's cute. It's on the Be at Peace website, and I really want you to go there and read it. And just keep it in mind that you don't have to have all of the little bits and pieces that go together with the configuration. Okay? Do what you can, and trust yourself and allow yourself to do these things. Now, why do we do the Shekinah Blessing? What we're doing is we're bringing the Shekinah into our home. And when we do that, the Shekinah comes in. And when the Shekinah is about, nothing of love can exist. So it's no small thing. It's as powerful as anything that we're doing when you do that. Next Thursday is Thanksgiving. Okay, guess what? I'm probably not going to do a video next Thursday then. I will do one the following week, but after that, you know what? Thanks for telling me that. We're going to go ahead and do the weekly one after Thanksgiving. If it's, providing people want to do it and want to have more conversations Because quite honestly, the visits that I've been posting have been raising a lot of questions, a lot of wonderful questions, a lot of revamping, reintroducing some of these things, and I've been able to help more people, and that's the whole idea. And I'd be able to put other people together too, because I know people over here and over there, and then you guys get together, and the next thing you know, everybody's working together and they're doing their thing. And then you guys know other people that you can network into the deal, and guess what? We got everybody plugging everybody in, and we're all plugged in, and the next thing you know, we got this really cool working machine, and, you know, peace on earth in our lifetime. That's the goal. Peace on earth in our lifetime. And the work that you're doing is tough. You're going to run into roadblocks. I mean, I introduced this stuff to a few of my friends, and some chaos has come into their lives, and they seem to be taking it like troopers. You know, and we utilize the book of bricks to get us through the troubling times, and we use the principles of a master to help us understand how we can posture ourselves to do such things. It's really quite interesting, quite easy actually. Cindy Parfit is able to give the Shekinah blessing. Yes, she can give the blessing. Yes, a lot of people are able. If you were at the event that we did the Shekinah thing, you can give the blessing. Can you stand as the Shekinah? No, just the people who went to the courses that did the work to be able to do those things. That one I didn't do. I didn't do the Divine Masculine. I did do the Wholeness Blessing. And then after the Wholeness Blessing one, we did the Wholeness Blessing again with the added special thing that really makes it powerful. And then I did the 7 wounds thing and then the gatekeepers thing. And I think that the 7 wounds thing was very important as well. Having your wounds healed and sealed. There's a few of us that can do it. Okay, so that's what I was talking about, Cindy. You were asking, you wanted to bring Shekinah into your home. That's the Shekinah blessing that's on Joe's website. So moving on from that, we'll go ahead and it's a process that you do once a week, every other week, or once a month, whichever you want to do. It's up to the individual. I wish I had time to do it once a week. I should probably take the time to do it once a week, but you never know. Trustworthy coffee. Very loud. Okay. Anyhow, let's see. Is there any other questions? I know Cindy came in late. Just go to the beginning of the video and you'll see some of the stuff you missed. I see some new faces, new people in the room. I think it's pretty cool. Got more interested. I've noticed that the videos are getting more hits. I have not placed them in succession on thegrandgathering.com yet. Still, the meeting I had with the person last week about the website didn't go as well as I wanted it to do. He didn't know the things I needed him done. Kathy Benson, question. Nothing's breaking, it's just someone getting ice. That can be heard very loudly. Anyhow, there are several places at beatpeace.net for forks and such that are at odds. Yeah, I don't maintain Joe's site. That's maintained by Ken. I noticed there are several prices on for the forks, and they're at odds. You're going to need to. They just got raised. And the person that does the maintains that site overlooked the price change for the second item. There's there's a thing they didn't do to change all of the prices. So yes, I know the prices. Go with the higher price because they went up on us. There's tariffs and stuff on German steel and actually it's aluminum alloy, and the prices went up tremendously in the last few months because of some wonderful things that were happening in our judiciary branches and all those people that doing that thing. Anyhow, okay. Shekinah Blessing, Jose, Shekinah Blessing for the home can be done any day of the week, correct? Yeah. What if you're working Saturday? Yeah, you could do it any day of the week. If you look at what the Shekinah Blessing is, it's kind of a Sabbath blessing. And traditionally in Jewish folklore or Jewish faith, the Sabbath falls on a Saturday, which is actually the last day of the week, the day of Laodicea. So Sunday is the first day of the week, and that would be the day of Smyrna. Monday was the second day of the week, and that is the church of Ephesus. Tuesday is the church of Pergamum. Wednesday is the church of Sardis. Thursday is the church of Philadelphia. Friday is the church of Thyatira. And Saturday, like I said, is the church of Laodicea. So there you go. Each of you guys have a day of the week, a musical note, and a color vibrating. Now, there's actually two colors for each of the churches if you really look at it. There's one that goes out, one that comes in. So accusing somebody of being a yellow is not necessarily true, because I also radiate orange. And a red would radiate blue. And same with the oranges. The orange would radiate yellow, and the blue would radiate red. So, and then you can figure out all the different colors from there. So, pinning a color on somebody is kind of a folly that the masters did early on. And a lot of people are uncomfortable with calling each other the colors because it seems like you're putting them into a box. And it's more appropriate to look at the gift that we're bringing to each other. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Cute, Kathy. That's cute. So anyhow, if we do what the angels are showing us that we can do together, that cough, bleep, cough thing is the past, and it's going to smooth over like a gentle breeze came in and wiped away all of our sorrows. Because that's how God really desires for us to be. We were given a perfect, complete, and whole planet, and we chose to do stuff to it that makes it not as comfortable as it could be. So as we come together in this oneness each year, it's quite important and quite powerful. There's been people that have brought together hundreds of thousands of people. There was a 1 million child meditation in Asia. That didn't put balance to the planet. There was a musician, James Twyman, brought 144,000 people together in meditation one time. I'm sure something happened, but wasn't enough to create heaven on earth, I'll tell you that. But when we get 144,000 gathered masters together, I'm going to go ahead and put my entire life savings on we can shift the planet. Which ain't going to be much, because we won't need a life savings after that, because we are the savings that we're looking for. You're the savior, I'm the savior, we're saving the planet, and saving ourselves. It just starts from within. It's an inside job, as Ken Elliott would say. It's an inside job. And you're responsible for your inside job. And your experience is going to be yours. I mean, you can get resentful towards other people for being the gift that they are and not move yourself forward in life, or you can learn from what people are giving you, and you can get forward and take other people with you. It's important, If you're looking down at someone, I hope you're reaching your hand out to lift them up, because that's what we're here to do. And it's not just one person that can do it. Everybody. You guys that have been coming to the events for so many years, you're powerful. Even if you've been to just one, or if you're just gathered and you haven't been to any, the power you have is much different than anybody that has not been exposed to this work. And it's just the way it is. If are you more important than anybody else? No, absolutely not. Are you higher up than anyone else? Absolutely not, no. Are there any levels and layers to this work? No. The 7 churches are done in a circle. None are higher or lower than the other. Each one has a gift and a tribute to give to another in order for them to be in a harmony. It's like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It's like a harmony. given that makes, given that we are in a universe, which means one song, harmony makes sense. We're out of harmony. Our song sounds a little askew. It's not that great. It's like not great, and we can improve. So far, we've come a long way, and it's not been easy for a lot of you guys, and a lot of you new folks that are coming in. Just because you just got here doesn't mean you didn't do anything to get here. You've gone through so much in your life to have the realizations that, you're all you need to be. That's a powerful place to be. When you can start embodying that, it opens up worlds of opportunity for you. So, let's see here. Any questions? Nope, just a cough. Kathy, you're going to get me in trouble. You're one of those, aren't you? So am I. I'll get you in trouble too. I swear I can make them flick the lights on and off in the theater. They'll be like, hey, calm down over there. Saavedra. Where's Saavedra? Hey, I hate being called Saavedra, by the way, so don't ever call me Saavedra. I think you're my coach, and I'm going to rebel. I'll rebel, I promise. Coffee. Powered by coffee. Which is one of the sacred herbs, by the way. Next time we talk, maybe I'll bust out with the herb manual and start going over some of that. It's time to start looking at how we're interacting with the planet, and food has a lot to do with our planet. You're very welcome, Kathy. And anybody watching this that wants more of it, hey, shoot me a little message via private messenger, instant message or whatever, or even an email, or you can call me if you want. Let me know if you want me to keep doing this stuff. This is something I enjoy doing. If you enjoy me doing it, I'm going to keep going. There's a wealth of things that we can talk about. Although I'm running out of things to talk about on tonight's talk, I'm sure that there's things in your mind that you want to hear and you want to know about. Real quick, easy. Yeah, Utah just got medical. Although their medical law is catering to the pharmaceutical companies from what I saw. Anyhow, but it is a very good step in the right direction. So now you guys need to go back to the polls and get the legislation that works for everybody, not just the big guys, okay? So there's more to it. It's like California. We passed a law for recreational marijuana, but it was all totally one-sided for the big business and stuff like that. So the small guy just got shoved right out of the pocket. So I've got a lot of friends with farms and things of that nature that aren't farming anymore, and they can't even grow it on their land anymore. So, and they were given promises and notes and things of that nature, and it's a big mess. Back to the polls, everybody. Vote, 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 vote. Seriously, that's the part we can do. Yeah, it's a joke right now, but it is a baby step. That is right. So anyhow, when our neighbors above and below legalize it, there's going to be little for any legislation to be able to get a jury of your peers to convict someone. That's what the issue is here for the drunk driving or the high driving thing in Colorado and in California. The juries won't convict them. So basically, people are wising up. So there you go. Yay, wise people. All right. And cannabis is one of the sacred herbs. Hemp or cannabis. It's definitely a sacred herb, I'll tell you that. One of the prime herbs for, if I remember correctly, for the Church of Pergamum, which is the mind church, calms it down a little bit. Probably why I smoke a lot of weed. I use a lot of marijuana products. I eat it. I like to smoke it the best. There are people that cannot do that stuff. You know, they have an allergic reaction. I don't recommend it. It's not for everybody. But if you have ailments and you think that this plant can help you, by all means, get to a place that you can utilize it. So you need to write that book, hon. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do, and I am. So, doesn't, take like 2 weeks to write. So, it's been It's got 20 years information. I may do a series of books. I don't know. I might do a book 1, 2, and 3. You know, the Book of Pergamum. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do. I haven't even got a name yet, but I do have a few. My brother always calls me during my thing. I don't know why he does that, but this is like the 3rd time Brian's called during the call. Just the way it goes. Well, what? Well's a deep subject. Well of Souls. Go get a gathering and open a Well of Souls, people. Cindy's asking questions here. When are you going to write the book and well and things like that? Okay, so our hour is almost up. Do we have any other questions? Dozer's pounding on the back door. Kathy lost connection. Uh-oh. Yeah, because my brother called and knocked everybody off the thing. So I think we're back live and we're good. My beagle wants in. He's just going to sit there and knock at the door. I'm going to ignore him. That's my whole life is opening doors for dogs. All right. So this is a long video. It's going to be about 56, 57 minutes long. So you can go back and look at the earlier stuff that we covered. Again, if you want to engage myself or some of the other gatekeepers out to your area to have them open up the way for others to be able to get into the Da'af, please engage us. Also, I have a series of classes ranging from basics to advanced. We could do 1-2 day classes. Sometimes we can do set it up to where we do a free talk, get people interested on Friday, and do the class on Saturday, and then private sessions on Sunday. So put that in your Funkin' Wagnall and invite me out and have me do that thing for you. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I love you guys. I'm glad that we have more folks coming into the room. I'm going to go ahead and find a space in my home that I don't get so many distractions, because I want to be able to concentrate on you guys. And we're going to have some more fun. I'm not going to do a thing next week, like I said earlier, because it is Thanksgiving. I'm going to have a house full of people. You're going to have a house full of people. We're all going to be all fat from eating a bunch of stuff and having fun. So 2 weeks from tonight, same gathering time, same gathering channel. And yay, my dog learned how to open the door finally. At least he ain't beating on it anymore. You're cute, Dozer. Anyhow, love you guys, and my blessings, my gifts, and my deeds are of you. Bless your heart.